defense looked really good against Philly. But this offense has been, concerning ever since halftime of week 1. So who would you say is responsible for the 49ers lack of offense the last 6 quarters? Jimmy Garoppolo or Kyle Shanahan?
Well, I would love to go Jimmy Garoppolo here, but I can't do it, Grant. I put that game on Kyle Shanahan. First of all, the way the game started. Everybody knows that the 49ers need to get horizontal in the run game so that they can open up the middle for Jimmy Garoppolo. They did anything but that. They decided that they wanted to turn into a power run team and run right up the middle, which did not work. Okay.
Just into like a brick wall.
Repeatedly. Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly. And then they had a drive where they didn't even run the ball. They just threw 3 straight times. That's definitely not where they want to be as an offense. So it started off slow, and that was on the play calling, in my opinion. So then we fast forward to the second quarter. And I really took a lot of issue with the way that he handled that final drive. It took somewhat of just over 3 minutes to go about 40 yards in that drive. Mm-hmm. They're not calling timeouts. They didn't seem like they were in a hurry to get to the line. And then all of a sudden he gets bailed out with Jimmy's best throw of the game. One of Jimmy's best throws I've ever seen him make, to be real with you. And they go and score in 2 plays in about 20 seconds. And I'm thinking to myself, if they didn't score a touchdown here, there's a possibility that they may not have even scored a field goal. Was he just content going into halftime down 3-0? Like, was that the plan?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I thought he mismanaged that situation. And then another situation I thought he completely mismanaged was they had gotten in a position in the second quarter where it was like 2nd and 27 or something crazy, or 2nd and 25. And Jimmy makes a good throw over to Debo. It's now 3rd and 8, very manageable. And he puts Debo in the backfield and hands him the ball like he's a running back. That was the play. And I couldn't help but to think of when Jerick McKinnon was on this team and you were expecting him to do amazing things out of the backfield. Right. So I felt like there was a lot of mismanagement on Shanahan's part. And he also was not very creative, in my opinion. And so to me, I think the offense is stagnant because of him.
It's funny. I thought you were going to say Jimmy. And I was like getting ready to argue with you. I'm with you. I think it's on Kyle. Like,
yeah.
We talk, and I was talking about this with Vish recently. Like, we talk ad nauseum about Jimmy Garoppolo's limitations. Mm-hmm. I'm not even calling weaknesses. Limitations.
Yep.
I don't have to repeat them. We all know what they are.
Yep.
But why should you have to apologize for your limitations? That's who you are. I have limitations. I'm not going to apologize for them. And what I want to say for Jimmy is that he's doing the best I've seen him within his limitations. Like, his quarterback rating right now is 111. Mm-hmm. He has turned the ball over. Well, he had the fumbled snap, but he has 0 picks so far this year. He's finally playing like a veteran. I mean, he's not playing like a MVP candidate, but he's playing like a veteran, and good for him. I just want to give him credit for that. So how could you say that a very efficient, modest quarterback is responsible for the 49ers quarterback struggles? I mean, obviously, his limitations make it tough for Kyle, but that has nothing to do with the fact that the running game is kind of DOA right now. Like, that's not on Jimmy. That's on Kyle.
Yeah, absolutely it is. And the other thing, too, to give Jimmy credit, and this was a topic that I'd had at multiple points throughout the offseason, but I really felt like if Alex Smith, 2012 Alex Smith, was on that 49ers team in 2019, they would have won the Super Bowl, because what they needed was the perfect game manager during that playoff run. And Jimmy, for all of his deficiencies, he has the skill set of a game manager, but sometimes he likes to play like a gunslinger.
Right.
And we haven't seen that this year. He's played within the offense. He's been very protective of the ball. He's had a couple that were close, but he hasn't thrown the what the F ball really at all this year that I've seen.
No.
And
I commend him for that.
Yeah, good absolutely. But the problem is, right, is this is not the 2019 team. And I don't think that same player that I'm talking about, if Alex Smith was on that team, I don't think that quarterback gets it done this year for this current situation, which is why I am hoping that at some point Lance comes in. But to bag on Jimmy and act as if this offense is stagnant because of him, I think it's the wrong direction.
Well, I don't think his skill set is good enough. And I do think that his limitation is a, a, a big is the main context for this offense. But still, it has nothing to do with the running game. Kyle could do better in that aspect of the offense. I don't know. I mean, he's limited. He's not going to improve. He's not going to get a stronger arm. He's not going to become more mobile. And yes, they're right to have traded up for Trey Lance, but I think it's fair to applaud Jimmy Garoppolo for what he's doing. But at the same time, I think it's fair to acknowledge that they're going to need more. They're going to need
of
more.
Course.
And the fact that they're not getting more from their offense, we can blame Kyle, but Jimmy bears some responsibility here too. It's not that he's doing anything wrong, Jesse. It's just that he's not quite good enough.
Yeah. You're absolutely right about that. But then again, it all falls back on Kyle, right? Because if this offense isn't good enough and you have at least the option of something different and you choose not to go to it, then that's on Kyle.
That's on Kyle.
And again, if you know Jimmy's limitations, why are you throwing out patterns past 10 yards down the field and expecting him to all of a sudden hit these throws? He did it multiple times throughout that game.
He did.
And we know Jimmy's not going to hit that throw.
No.
We know that he's not going to hit Ayuk on a comeback on 1st and 10, and he's going to dump it off to Debo. Why are you drawing those plays up for him and expecting that all of a sudden he's going to start making those throws? That's on you, Kyle. You know what his inabilities are and where he struggles. So why even go there?
See, I'm going to have Kyle's back on this one because as teams become more game plan specific for Jimmy and like stop just doing what they do and doing what's necessary to beat Jimmy, what you do is close the middle of the field.
Yeah.
You put a single high safety, not a split safety, single high. Close the middle of the field because what quarterbacks are taught to do when the middle of the field is closed is to work the edges. And Jimmy can't do that unless it's within 6 yards.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he went up against a defense that was trying to run cover 2 all day. You know, like he needs to, if you go cover 1 against him, close the middle of the field, go man to man and dare him to beat man one-on-one coverage on the outside, he will not accept your dare. He won't.
Right.
And we haven't really seen a team try to do that to him yet. We're going to. I don't know if it's going to be this week, but we're going to.
Yeah, you're right about that. I mean, he hasn't been pressured a lot. They've given him the exact coverages that he plays well against. I feel like everything is lined up perfectly for him to look decent so far.
Yeah. Standout Company says Packers backup tackle is out for Sunday. Rodgers always struggles against a good D line, and they have one less day to prepare and long travel. That is all true. Mm-hmm. The Packers, I have very little respect for them. I don't take them seriously. I think that they're basically high-level losers, but they're better. I mean, they're not necessarily better than Philly. Philly has a hell of a defense, but the Niners are beat up, and this team has a better quarterback than the other teams. So if it goes like the last 2 weeks went down to the wire, and I feel like Goff and Hurts kind of ran out of time. This team has Aaron Rodgers. He could make time for himself. So you better be careful. You better put this game away early if you have the opportunity like they did the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think Rodgers is a bit of a front runner. And if you put it on him early, he can implode. But if you let him hang around, that's not a good idea.
Yeah. Paul says Kyle has fooled some simps. Hold on. Kyle has fooled some simps. He's been waiting for his primetime first home game. Conservative offense stops this week. Kittle's about to be unleashed.
Yeah, I mean, that's the hope, right?
They got to get something more than Debo because the Packers have Jair Alexander, and I think the Packers could, they could shut down Debo, theoretically. So they're not going to have more. They got to have more.
Paul, I think you might like some of the answers I have coming up later. Maybe you and I are on the same page with this.